In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to break down almost everything I know about how to make a man obsessed with you. And when I shared these tactics on Instagram and TikTok, they got over 2 million views. Women were like, oh my goodness, I wish I knew this sooner. They were commenting, wow, this works. Like, it is crazy. When you learn this, and people will call it manipulative because it works so well. People will call it toxic. People will call this playing games. I call it something that works. It works too well. It works so well. Only watch this if you want a man literally obsessed with you, if you want to be irresistible to him, if you want him mailing you flowers, if you want him begging to go on a date with you. Like, he will be wrapped around your finger when you implement this stuff. Anne Boleyn used these tactics on a king to get him to chase her for 7 years, beg her to marry him, and he ended up changing the religion of his entire country for her. These tactics are powerful. Now, I've read over 100 books, self-improvement books, I've read psychology books, relationship books, and I've learned these tactics the hard way. But once I implemented them, my entire dating life changed. It was like a switch went off. All of a sudden, men were chasing me, begging to go on dates with me, mailing me flowers. It was crazy. My cats, one of them is magnetic, one of them isn't. Now, this is how you can be magnetic to him and how to get him obsessed. One cat is constantly laying on my computer laptop, right? And I'm like, ew, get off my laptop. You're annoying me. Like, this one cat is all over me, all over my ankle. It follows me around. Now, this cat is adorable. I love this cat, but it gets annoying, right? I'm like, I need some space. Those are the same way that women act when they're constantly texting him, constantly available. He texts you at midnight and you're like, yeah, I'll be there. That's the cat that sleeps on your laptop. You're not obsessed with that cat. Now there is the cat that is unavailable some of the time, right? Cat's name is Briar. And Briar is usually busy. He's building his dream life. He's, drinking water. He's hunting things outside. Briar is taking a nap. Briar is busy. Briar is booked. Briar has a schedule that doesn't revolve around me. Briar prioritizes himself first. And Briar is extremely magnetic. I literally want Briar to be coming to my room, wanting to spend time with me because it's so hard to get time with him because he's so busy and he's booked and he's thriving and he's happy. Like, he's so happy spending time alone. And then there's something that shifts though, because when Briar does get in my presence, get close to me, he's like even more snuggly and fun to be around than any of the other cats I have. I have 3. And when I'm with him, he's warm. He's approachable. He's like amazing. So I crave more of him because he's not always around me, but when he is, he's warm. And Anne Boleyn did the same thing to King Henry VIII, right? When he was around her, she was dancing with him, writing him love letters back. She was warm when he was with her, but she was busy. She did not make it easy to get access to her. She had her own life. She had her own interests. She had her own things she was focusing on, and it made her extremely magnetic, and he craved more of her. She refused to sleep with him until she was married to him, until she was his wife, his queen. Now, am I saying you need to wait till marriage? You have free will. You do you. But if you withhold or just delay sex a few more days or a few more weeks, he will want you more. Like, you think you have to earn his love with your body? You don't. Anne Boleyn literally refused to sleep with the king for 7 years. He ended up marrying her, making her queen, and that's when she was like, yeah, okay, I'll sleep with you. He mailed her jewels. He begged her in letters. He was like wanting to make her his royal mistress, which is literally one of the most powerful roles. And she was like, nope, nope, nope. No matter what he asked for, she was like, no, like, you're going to get access to me when I'm queen and if you're married to me. And that's what he did for her. Now, her story is tragic. She ended up getting beheaded. The whole thing was pretty crazy. But what she was really good at was understanding obsession and how to make men obsessed with her. And those tactics are powerful. So what am I telling you to do? Be booked, be busy. The dating coach Margarita, she explains this thing. She's like, be warm when you're with him, but be hard for him to get access to, basically. When he texts you at Friday at 7 p.m. and is like, do you want to hang out after he ghosted you for 3 days? Your answer is no answer at all or no. You deserve to be a restaurant booked a week in advance. Like, you deserve him to show up on time. And when he doesn't give you what you're looking for, you need to dust him away. Like, he's giving you breadcrumbs. Stop acting like a pigeon. Don't accept breadcrumbs, and then he'll learn that he has to give you more in order to get access to you. You think that by having high standards, you'll have less men that want to date you? That is true, but the men that will want to date you will be spectacular because you would have gotten rid of all the dust balls you were currently dating, right? And that will make you extremely magnetic. The other thing that Anne Boleyn did that made men obsessed over her, specifically King Henry VIII, is when she was in his presence, she made him feel powerful. She literally stroked his male ego, and men love feeling powerful. They love feeling like you look up to them. And the thing I do, and I'm married, is if he gets you flowers, if he books a date, I shower him in appreciation. It's like clicker training a dog. I know that sounds toxic, but it works. When he does even the smallest thing for you, shower him in affection. Now, when he goes distant and he goes cold, give him no attention. The reason so many women are not magnetic is because they flip this, they reverse this. What they do is when he's available, when he's doing stuff for you, you're like, as you should. You're like not appreciating the flowers because the flowers aren't big enough. Like, you're literally essentially hitting him as an analogy, right? You're hitting him when he does stuff for you. And then when he's distant, you're like, I love you. Please come back to me. Like, you're all over him. And that trains him to be distant. I want you to flip that. And when he does things you like, shower him in affection, praise, appreciation. When he does good things, when he's distant, you focus on you, girl. And when your energy is on you, he will feel that and you become magnetic. He's drawn to you. He becomes closer to you. He loves you. You need to retrain your brain. And I needed to do this too. When he gives you space, when he moves away from you, you've got to hold yourself in your position or take a step away from him. This will make you magnetic. So many women think, I need to fill the gap. I need to try harder. I need to do more for him. Men do not fall in love based on how much you do for him. They just don't. They fall in love based on how much they invest in you. So give him opportunities to invest in you. And when he does invest in you, shower him in praise. When he's with you, you're warm, you're available, you're approachable. When he's with you, you're like Briar the cat. You're snuggly, you're amazing, you love on him, right? When he's with you. Now, when he's not with you, have your own life, do your own thing, be happy doing your own thing. I'm not always available. Some days I'm going to go across the city and go shopping for several hours just to do me, just to be happy by myself. Would I love to spend 24/7 with my man? Yes, that would be great. Would that make me the most magnetic version of me? No. And I understand that. And that's how our relationship has so much polarity. Me, a few years ago, I did not have men treating me spectacular. I had men that were walking all over me, not showing up on time, and I tolerated it. And I thought, oh, I just need to be nicer. You don't need to be nicer. You need to be strict. You need to be strict with your standards, strict with your boundaries. And that will make you ridiculously magnetic. Anne Boleyn understood this. She was extremely good at making men obsessed with her, and the psychology of it is simple. When you're hard to get but easy to be with, he's gonna want you. When he is doing things you don't like, don't give him attention. When he's doing things you do like, give him more attention. Feed his ego. Appreciate that. Shower him in praise. Do not always be available. I want you focused on you. The only way to make a man obsessed with you is to first be obsessed with yourself. If you are obsessed over him, he'll think, wow, I'm great. If you're obsessed over you, he'll think, wow, she's great. You've got to love yourself first. The biggest thing you need is that self-respect and those high standards, and he will love that about you. The right man will love that about you. The wrong men will hate it when you have high standards. They won't want to be with you, and they will run the other way. But it will make it so that the only men that will want to be with you are the amazing ones. Now, if you want to ask personalized relationship advice, you want to really explore how you can implement this in your day-to-day life, download my app, Alora. I'm the founder of it, and it is used by women all over the world to make him obsessed with you, make you irresistible. It gives you personalized advice. It maps out a plan. It gives you a love blueprint. It shows you where you struggle, what to fix, how to get better at it. I love it. Women are loving it. It's insane. I hope this video was helpful. Feel free to subscribe to my channel for more videos on how to make him obsessed with you. You've got this. Your dream man is out there, and you can become your dream woman, the version of you, your dream self, when you implement these tips, these tricks. I hope you have a spectacular day.